Good morning, YouTube. So we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. I'm waiting on Ash. Doesn't take him long. He's a sprinter. That's on. You plug it in the backside, and we're live over here.
The Wade and Carter Show is a paid programming, and
Well, you don't need me.
KHC assumes no responsibility for its content, and the Wade and Carter Show bears all responsibilities for their opinions and guests on the
Do not adjust your clocks.
Rule number one.
I don't know the weather.
Huh?
The weather. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How
My
are you?
line. I'm good. I'm all discombobulated this morning.
No, you did fine.
Well, that's all right.
It's a Monday,
It
and
is.
we you know that we've don't adjust your clocks. It is a few minutes after the top of the hour, 6 actually, 8 after the top of the hour. I turned on the iPad or the iPhone 12 as it is here, 12 Max, because I knew I could just see people going, "Where are those idiots?" It's Monday, and
Being idiots.
Carter must have done something. So since this time it was you, I turned on that and I started
It was me this
YouTube.
time. Yeah.
And but we're all golden, so we're going to catch up right
Let's do
quick.
this.
The Wade and Carter weather brought to you by our great friends at Deerland Feed. For everything you need, there's Deerland Feed. It's 81 degrees and cloudy in Victoria, heading to a high today of 93.
Whew.
That makes me think it's going to be kind of humid. You know, we had some little bitty showers. Could be kind of muggy this afternoon. So
Well, there's a heat advisory in effect all afternoon.
if you're old or fat or dehydrated, stay inside.
Heat index value is up to 111 expected today. So all through the region.
Wow, 111.
Yeah.
It
How can
doesn't.
they get that precise with the heat index, but they can't figure out exactly how warm it's going to be or where
Right.
a tropical storm is going to land?
We can land a rover on Mars, but we can't get the internet in Inez. It's just the way it is. Why is it, though, that, or is it just me that Mother Nature's catching up really quickly? It was just a couple of weeks ago we had ice blank. I mean, our plants were dying. And now it's like the Sahara.
With a little bit of rain.
Yeah, what is that? What is going on there?
I don't know.
I didn't touch
I
anything.
know.
Boy, I hope you folks are getting a good
Picture?
picture on Facebook.
Because we're not.
We're not at all. Ours
No.
is rather weird, gloomy looking.
Oh, did you hit one of those?
Not on purpose. Go see if I did. No. See if I did. I don't think I did. I could have hit a button that. So when you go to live video, it gives you all these opportunities to put all these weird filters on your video. I don't see that I did that. Did you? Do you see that I did that? Are you folks seeing? Look, it's all clear. There it is. Oh, you fixed it. Boy, I look good though. Look at that.
Thumbs McGee standing next to me.
Yeah. Why is it got to be Irish? I mean, see, there you go. Is that racist, by the way? Is
No.
Irish race? That's just a culture.
No, it's just, I don't know. It takes me back to because usually every bumbling idiot in a mobster movie was Irish.
Irish, yeah.
That's all. So, yeah, no,
That's,
that's all.
that reminds me of the greatness of Mel Brooks, you know. We'll take the N word. We'll take he called the Chinese by a slang term, but we don't want the Irish. It's great.
Kendra Douglas in this morning. Good morning, Richard King.
Distant cousin to Kendra Scott. Free earrings for everyone. We're just like Oprah.
I think I saw Ricky walking out of the Generals game last night. They dropped a 5-2 decision to the Brazos Valley Bombers.
He needs a middle Ricky a la King. There's got to be a middle
Oh, okay.
Ricky Champagne King. That's what I like. Champagne, I think, for him.
Diane Tippett, good morning. Michelle Hawkins is in. Matt Boucher, good morning to you. Judge Posey's checking in. Marvin Mickish.
Ricky's got that big rig he drives around in. And he says, "Come on back, truckers, and talk to Teddy Bear." Remember that when you were a kid?
I do. Red Sovine.
Oh,
The Iceman is in. Him and C.W. McCall.
and I
That's
no, that was Cedar McCall.
what I'm saying. Him and C.W.
When I turned that corner, there were 100 big rigs, and every one of them helping little Timmy get up in the rig for a ride. They call that a pedophile trucker train now.
Lisa Poole's in. Chris Conrad, good morning. This thing's driving me nuts.
Oh, everybody.
Breaker, breaker.
I do wish we had a bigger window for that, and I don't know what you do to get that. Can you go to the right side and scroll down on the right, far right, bottom right?
No, it doesn't do anything.
There's nothing there. Yeah,
No, for whatever
makes our
reason,
banner
it's-
look diminutive. It's a massive banner from Compadre's design. It really is big.
Looks a little off.
Objects in the window they're really bigger than they look, people.
The one
Never-
pin might be a little bit lower than the other one.
No homemade porn with your iPhone 12.
Iceman says, you know his handle.
Objects look smaller in video than they
Rear
really
view
are.
mirror?
Yeah.
How was your Father's Day? Happy belated Father's Day
To
to you.
you too. It was great. So
I mean, I reached out and wished you happy Father's Day yesterday.
you did.
But
We
for the
talked.
viewers and
For the-
listeners.
yeah, we have to kind of dumb it down a little bit.
For
we
you,
never
we have to
talk-
dumb it down.
We only talk during the hour we're on the air. That's it.
Yeah, we never talk
Never.
outside of that.
We're not friends. It's all a big confusion to you people. It's like Mike and Mike, you know. Can't believe you talked to Kicks without me. Our friendship's over.
Hate you.
No, we had went over to Johnny J4, Dawn's brother, John Stockmeyer's house, and he had a new. So you know the pellet grill. And you folks know the pellet grill. You put the pellets in, and you can set the thermostat. Well, now, and this is the next level, and it is the right iteration. You can use lump charcoal, black charcoal, hardwood, whatever you want. This bigger auger puts it in. You top load it. If it'll fit in the loader, it'll go through the auger, and basically he used that B&B, that big lump charcoal, and just dialed it in, literally on his phone, Bluetooth. Got a heat sensor in it, and he did it.
This isn't a pellet grill. It's like a pellet grill, but it is a
functions
charcoal
like
grill.
a pellet grill.
Yeah,
It's charcoal.
I've been
And,
looking at one of these.
fantastic. You know, not cheap. It's about $800, but I'm talking about the meat was perfect.
They have a smaller version. Same brand, I'm
Do
thinking.
they? Yeah, they ran this thing out there, and it was
Set it and forget it.
yeah, phenomenal. It was like a crock pot for beef. It was great. Crikeys. I did tell. I
It's
told
the
Dawn,
Instapot for grilling.
I told Dawn. I said one thing you got to know: if you go to the Stockbauer's house for a family get together,
Iceman says of the microwaves of outdoor cooking.
there's going to be dead mammals involved.
See, that's the wrong analogy, Iceman, and here's why. Microwaves started off great. They were going to revolutionize cooking, and all they did was take a nice-looking piece of meat and turn it gray and tough.
The radar range.
They suck for cooking.
Yeah, sure.
Outside of reheating your coffee in the morning, soups, and maybe some potatoes or some casserole type dish, microwaves are the worst invention ever. They suck for cooking.
So here's what happened at my house.
These
when I was a
things are
kid.
nothing like a microwave of outdoor grilling because you can actually cook something. They're more like you said, the Instapot or the crock pot
Yeah.
of barbecuing or grilling.
Which, Instapot we think super quick, crock pot we think super slow. It's really just like a big boy's pellet grill.
Yeah.
But
And
this
they can
is
get up to like 1,000 degrees in no time too.
curious if this happened with you folks when you were kids. So when I was a kid, like I tell Dawn sometimes, yeah, we're broke, but we've got two of everything. We're okay. When I was a kid, looking back, now my parents grew up certainly my father grew up somewhat impoverished. I mean, they didn't know they were poor. It's that old story of they had everything they needed. It's amazing how little we really need that we sometimes don't get, that we think we need this new whatever, but we really don't. So my parents were always very cautious, and we know that as technology develops, the price goes down, the amenities go up. So by the time we finally got a microwave, it had a browning element in it.
Yeah.
It had a rotisserie. It had a meat thermometer. And it was the most expensive coffee reheater That's all we used it for, man. My mother cooked dinner most nights, so we didn't have a ton of leftovers.
No.
Now, what it did do was gave totally new life to day-old baked goods. So, like, if you had a donut from...
As long as you didn't overheat it too much.
Then they turn into rubber.
Or rocks.
Yeah. Oh, the donut would just...
Yeah. Bread was terrible in the microwave.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the original Amana radar range, and my dad didn't want the one with the push buttons because he felt that ever. I think
that could break, something to break.
Yeah. Well, I think Wally just couldn't quite figure out the push buttons, but we had the 2 dials, high, and that was it. And then you push the button, that thing took up the space of a small oven.
Well, it is crazy the logic that we use on things. Because we had a microwave, we used to buy bread and keep it in the freezer. Because we had a microwave, so we thought out. We can always just thaw it out.
Because you couldn't take it and put it on the counter the night before.
Looking back,
right?
That was dumb. That was dumb.
No, we used to buy bread, and we had a big deep freeze. This is part of our Father's Day reminiscing, right?
Sure.
That handle broke. Wally fashioned a new handle on it because that thing's still in my parents' basement, still freezing stuff as it has been for 50 years. This is a mob freezer. You could stick bodies in this thing. As long as you're not over 6'5", you could fit somebody in this thing lying down. You didn't want to, and that lid was heavy. If you ever got stuck in that thing, you weren't getting out of there. No. But we would have bread from one end of the bottom to the other, save for a little bit of space where we had bacon stacked up forever.
And then what did you do with it? Eventually you threw that bacon away.
No, I ate it all.
Ugh.
Never. But that was our deep freeze, was lots of bread. But I guess when Wally and 3 boys are taking sack lunches every day to school and to work,
if you rotate through it, that makes sense. But I have a refrigerator and a freezer in the garage, and the freezer in the garage is full of ice. I'm like, for the $50 a month it costs me to run that freezer, I could buy an ice maker,
or just pick up a bag every now and then. Yeah. Or fill some ice trays and stick them in the freezer.
That is one thing.
That's how cheap Wally was. When every year at Christmas he would start making ice like in October. Freeze the ice trays, dump them into plastic bags, throw them into the deep freeze.
Donnie T-Lab there just makes a great comment when she says, "Hey, do you remember your deep freeze when I met you? When we moved from Windcrest over to Terra Vista, the power went out during Harvey, right? So when we started taking stuff out of that freezer, there were literally like black-eyed peas that I remember putting them in there from literally 1969. I'm not exaggerating. My mother argued with me they were still fine. I'm like, I don't care if they're fine. They've cost you $9,647,000 to keep.
They've moved 5 times.
Right. They literally had. They duct taped that freezer and moved it to the valley. It's the first thing. That was the last thing on the truck. It was the first thing off and plugged in.
Well, it had to be. You had to save everything that was in there.
Craziness.
Exactly.
She was like, they're still fine. I'm like, what were we saving them for?
The next millennium's New Year.
Were they like moonshot peas? Like, why do we keep those?
Did you at least take a picture of the package to see how much the package has changed over time?
It was that Tupperware little rib thing with the white lid.
Chris Conrad says, he's with Wally. Back then, our water in Calgary was not on a meter. You could use all you wanted. Yeah, but it's just because Wally was cheap. We'd start making ice, and then you could never touch the ice. Never go get an cube of ice out of the bag of ice in the deep freeze
Right.
because you were going to take that 1 cube of ice that we were going to need on Christmas or between Christmas and New Year's, and we were having people over.
He was an ice hoarder.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I'm surprised Wally wasn't an ice road trucker. I can see Wally doing that.
Oh, Lord. Iceman's in heaven. We're talking ice this morning. But I want to wish my dad happy Father's Day.
Yeah, we had a great time.
2
Great
out of 3
Father's Day.
kids were there.
Johnny's tenderloin was amazing. Then throw in that they had mashed potatoes, creamed potatoes, and then Jade's mother, Ellie, brought a German chocolate 3-layer cake. It started out really, but it had taken 2 car rides, kind of that Leaning Tower of Pisa thing going.
Yeah.
But as far as being phenomenal, it was ridiculous.
I'll say something I think that has gotten better over time before we get to our first break. Instant mashed potatoes. Those things used to taste like crap. They've gotten better.
Have they gotten better?
Yeah.
You know, Dawn with her, I guess, clean eating deal, we just don't do very many potatoes. And I think the boys need them, don't you? The boys need creamed potatoes with real butter, a little milk, some black pepper,
Whipping cream.
little
most
salt.
time.
Whipping cream.
Yeah.
Wow,
And a little sour cream.
Wow.
So good.
Iceman says perfect weather for a bag
Of course
of
it
ice.
is.
Folks, Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Let Allen come and get you if you need him. Last night we were coming home from Edmond from a ball game. I guess they were playing football. We were trying to play baseball. Had a flat, and I have run flat tires, but I thought, I wonder if I should just call Allen right now. And didn't because it was 11:30. But we kind of nursed it home, but it was comforting to know. I could have stopped anywhere and dialed 578-6300, and Alan would have been there in no time. So wherever you are, keep that number in your head, in your phone, 578-6300, and reach out to Alan if you need.
Put at the top of your contact list.
I don't know exactly what's going on with our banner behind us. I'd like to apologize for that. It looks like it's leaning. But the VCS companies, Rocket Oilfield Services, all the local AT&T retailer, they are all part of the Hartman Communication Empire, and they are great folks who do it right the first time. You need something done, you need some help with surveillance or security or fire suppression, detection. You're building a commercial building and you need all the Cat 5 wiring in it and all that. They do all of that. It's what they do.
You want a high-tech home, residential, why? They can do it for your resident as well.
And then once you get it built, let Chesnick Furniture Company decorate it and fill it up for you. Chesnick and Love make your house a home, and you just do better at Chesnick. For 101 years in downtown Victoria, now in their new location, 116 West Juan Lynn, the corner of Juan Lynn and Bridge, where they've been for 70 years.
Grand opening sale still going on.
Still going on, 50% off on best
Yeah.
recliners.
They've just transformed it into a 100th birthday celebration.
It's beautiful. Get in there and say hi to Bobby Leon. Tell him that Wade and Carter sent you. And then Veracruz Restaurant, today's your new week Monday to get back in line at Veracruz. The food is phenomenal. The service is even better. And they are all family. They treat you like family. Get by and see Lee and Ida and tell them that Wade and Carter sent you. It's not essential. We don't beg for that attaboy, but it does matter to our sponsors. If you say, hey, man, by the way, I listen to you guys every morning on that Wade and Carter show, that would that always helps us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because then they just laugh at you.
Yeah.
When you ask for the Wade and Carter
I get
discount.
people all the time that they'll like say, how's Ash? And I go, he's good. How about Wade? I go, he's good.
good
We're
too.
good. Yeah. They don't always know who is who. He's Wade, I'm Carter. He's the good one, I'm the bad one. He's the nice one, I'm the mean one. It's all pre-programmed. We could flip it on y'all like this, and all of a sudden I'd be the good cop.
I'm the handsome one, he's the ogre.
Right. I am not an animal. I am a man. Not a very smart man, but that's what love is.
I like where you go with all your impressions.
Losers go home and whine about giving their best.
Oh,
Go Tigers.
what your horns do
Yeah,
yesterday?
they got beat 2-1. It's funny. People will say this game
They
was close.
threatened.
Oh, yeah, had a runner on
Late.
third when they made the last out. But they got beat yesterday by a really solid Mississippi State team.
That
And
starting
SEC,
pitcher.
SEC.
What did he finish with? 20 strikeouts?
Yeah, he's tough, man.
Or no, he finished with 15. They
What's his
finished with
name?
21.
Yeah, that guy. It's a name you recognize. It'd be like saying, Clemens. It's
Darden or something like that,
Yeah,
wasn't
he's
it?
legit.
Something like that, yeah. No, he was legit. And I can't believe they pulled him. He got one out. And I know he was right around the 100 pitch mark, but you got to let this kid go that extra inning. And I said when they pulled him, Texas will win this game. And boy, they made it close. Hit a solo home run and had guys on the corners in the ninth.
Really scary.
Mississippi State bullpen tried to give it away.
2 runs, going in the Super Regional, Texas scored at least 10 in both of those games. They scored at least 10 in the other 3 games in the regional. So our little all-star team took one on the chin last night. We just things you just don't see very often. We lost on Saturday night 17-1. And I thought, well, that can't get any worse. And then I was told that the Victoria Southeast team that we were facing last night had gotten beat like 23-2 on Saturday night. I thought, good, we're going to beat them and work our way back through the losers bracket. And we lost 35-7. So
Ouch.
6. Sorry. Don't let me shortchange the guys.
So 35-6, carry the one.
It was 37. We lost 54-8 over
Yeah,
the weekend.
I was just getting
And
there.
then just something that just didn't happen to teams I coach. So I'm telling you, would not have happened to me. Yeah, I do. You do too. Be as patronizing as you want.
You'd have lost 37-15.
Maybe. No, it's a volunteer.
All starts with
Volunteer
the pitching.
coaches. Good, right. Right. The beatings will continue until morale improves. No, it's all volunteer stuff and good stuff. Good learning. And then I hope the coaches learn something. I do. I hope they did learn from that.
Astros swept the White Sox, didn't they?
They won like 8 in a row.
Yeah, they've been playing well, and they're still a game back of the A's, I believe. No, are they tied with them now? Okay, I checked the
Dawn
standings
said they
yesterday
were
morning.
leading the division.
I think they were tied with them as of yesterday, but
Well, let's
or
look.
they were a game back yesterday. But
Since we
let's look at
started
this, yeah.
early, we can look.
All right, here we go. MLB hit the standings.
Well, he's doing
And
that.
now we're tied atop, but we are, I think, statistically ahead by
'Cause
mere
we
percentage points.
beating them every time we play.
43-28, plus 44-29. So Astros now leading the division. Yeah, played well. 8-2 in the last 10. That's pretty solid. This is the best last 10 mark in the majors right now.
Take all the time you want and give the listeners the exact same hockey update you gave me.
Let's see. Last night, Vegas Golden Knights win in overtime over Montreal. That series tied at 2. Islanders won Saturday night. That series tied at 2. They play Tampa Bay game 5
There's
tonight.
the hockey minute. We got you through all the hockey. Yesterday, are you fans of the golf game, people? John Rahm, you may recall a couple of weeks ago at Colonial, John Rahm has a 6-stroke lead. Golfing his ball now, people. Probably cruises to victory at Colonial, has a COVID test positive. No symptoms, felt like $1 million, but he's winning the golf tournament, has to withdraw. So he leaves the tournament. His parents,
Plays golf by himself.
He's a Spaniard. He's from Spain. There wasn't a negative connotation there. He's a Spaniard.
First Spaniard to win the U.S. Open.
And which is interesting because I would have thought that Ballesteros, I knew that Sergio had not, but I would have thought that
Seve might have, yeah.
But Rom's parents were in town from Spain, and he has a new grandbaby, or John Rahm has a new baby, and he couldn't share that moment with his parents meeting his son because he had tested, he was on quarantine. So flash forward 2 weeks, and John Rahm makes a 25-footer with a pretty good bend in it on 17 to tie Louis Oosthuizen, and then makes another 18-footer on 18 to take the U.S. Open, becoming the first Spaniard ever to win it. And by the way, folks, John Rahm is only 26 years old. He's like the Juan Soto of golf. 26 years old, and that was his 12th victory worldwide. He is now ranked numero uno on the globe. He's the #1 player in the world.
Oosthuizen shoots even par, finishes second. Mackenzie Hughes, who was a Canadian at 5 under going into the final round yesterday, tied
Apologize.
playing in the final
Apologize.
round or playing in the final pairing. And it was so apparent that Dan Hicks and the guys at NBC did not want him to be anywhere near the top of the leaderboard before he even teed off. Well, this guy's never finished better than 40th in any of the majors he's appeared in. He's missed 5 straight cuts coming in. And then they don't even show him after he tees off. He goes bogey on the first hole. They come back to him, I think, on the 4th hole when he had a short putt for birdie and he missed it and came back and got the par. But at about the 8th or 9th hole, he had dropped another stroke, so he was 3 under, 2 over for the day, 3 under. But he gets a stroke back around the turn. They don't even go to him. Everybody else is getting to 4 under, and they're going right to him. Oh, this guy's got a chance. This guy's got a chance.
It is systemic
nationalism
discrimination against the Canadian. Yeah.
It is.
Where did he finish?
15th.
The nerve of them not covering this gentleman's collapse.
Well, you're in the final pairing. When have they ever just showed one guy in the final pairing and just completely discounted the other guy who's there?
Only when Tiger Woods is playing. Tiger playing with the Forrest Gump leg braces. It'll be a big deal when he comes back.
But
Tiger, run!
But I even had to comment on Facebook. It was so apparent that they did not want Mackenzie Hughes anywhere near the top of that leaderboard, and he fulfilled their prophecy. He goes 6 over yesterday, finishes 15th and falters. He choked it away. I mean, don't get me wrong, but hopefully he learns and a good young golfer. But played at Kent State.
You've talked to me for years about hiding in plain sight, how that your covert operations are never suspected because you're just so visible. Do you feel, are you maybe stretching the envelope, like really trying to play this so pro-Canada deal that people are going to forget your last name is Wallachau and that you're a communist informant?
No, not at all.
I just wonder, I mean, seriously, think thou protest too much. Is it thinks? He thinks thou protest. Dost thou?
Dost thou protestest too mucheth.
Right.
Yeah. They were all over Rory McIlroy thinking he was going to win it.
Well, he looked great in that purple shirt. Oh, he looked amazing.
Yeah, so
Bobcat said, did you see when the guy get the ball stuck in the tree?
I did not see that one. I must have been, I don't know, I dozed off at that point probably.
Oh, yeah. I think I'd like to have one of those for numerous reasons, mostly involving Benjamins, but I'd like to have one of those golf commentary gigs. I think I'd do, here's Spieth on the 7th.
They don't even have to whisper anymore. They're so far back from everything except on the 18th green. And I'm wondering if it's COVID because nobody's walking along the fairways anymore. Roger Maltby used to see him. He'd be out there, not anymore. So.
But Maltby, bless his heart, he weighs like 270. He's out there slugging around. Remember he had that backpack because he had a battery pack that he had to carry, and he had the microphone like this little. That thing was like it looked like a beaver was sitting on top of his microphone.
It was.
I really miss like.
Ken Venturi?
No, not Kenny. No, the funnier guys. I miss Mac.
Faraday,
McCord, and Faraday. Faraday's still out there. Yeah. Faraday's like 68 years old. Yeah. It's like having Terry Bradshaw talking about playing quarterback. I mean, Terry, it's changed. People actually move now. They run.
They don't just take it on the chin as they throw the pass downfield.
I mean, Terry's biggest, he didn't make the adjustment to the shotgun formation. I mean, Terry was always under center. His biggest run ever was like 3 steps back. But people they don't want to talk golf. All right, you don't want to talk golf, we won't talk golf. Real quickly, how about we talk Chevrolets, Cadillacs, Mazdas, and Mitsubishis at Atzenhofer since 1926. Atzenhofer.com. That's your Monday online shopping spree. Folks, I'm telling you, if supply and demand matters, you better buy a car soon because there ain't many of them. There's a prison bus. Atzenhofer since 1926, quite simply, Victoria's dealership. White Trash Services.
550-1826. Give them a call for all your trash collection needs. Victoria, 6 surrounding counties, Rockport, Fulton Beach. They've got you covered from weekly service.
Lavernia, Smiley.
To roll-offs for bigger projects, constructions, remodels, just emptying out a bedroom or the attic, they can handle it all.
Archer City,
550-1826.
they're there for you. Moose Knuckle, Saskatchewan. Camel Toe, Alberta. Razor IT Solutions, JP Hull. I missed you this
Snot
weekend.
dripping British Columbia.
Right, I missed you. Why do you ask, Two Dog Tumping? I missed, I haven't seen JP Hull. I did see JP the other night at a function. He looks fantastic. I said, have you been busy? He said, I shouldn't be here. I've got work to do. Fortune 200 companies, but he'll make time for you. Reach out to JP Hull and the great folks at Razor IT Solutions. They'll help you encrypt and control and protect your data. They'll help you with analytics. You can figure out where your sales are coming from to help you promote your products on Facebook or your own website.
Probably find out where your sales are going too if you're not making them.
Absolutely. Reach out to JP Hull. The law offices of Stephen Kidder. Steve, very busy. He just says, you just never know what's going to happen. That's what makes it exciting. He likes helping people. And Stephen has had just every type of legal issue. He's dealt with all of them. So reach out to Steve and get involved there. Steve Kidder, the law offices of, he can help you stay out of court. People don't think about that. You're like, do I need a lawyer? Oh, I don't know. We're not going to court. Well, you might. You might want to reach out before.
Absolutely.
Let him help you.
Complete 360 in the Health Bar right over here on Red River. Open up at 7 o'clock. So they're open now. You can get a healthy breakfast alternative.
Great waffle, a smoothie. They make paninis.
Paninis.
Wraps. There's now a sign that says Health Bar. You can find it right here, right next to Woodlawn Bowl, right there on Red River between Laurent and Ben Jordan.
Phenomenal food. And then if you need all your supplements and everything else for healthy living, for workouts, they've got everything, rest, recovery, all that stuff up at the Complete 360. Good up there.
So you moving this week? Is this your week to move to your new office?
Yeah, we're moving the end of this week, so I'll be busy packing up.
Folks, exciting. I had the opportunity to go by and see what we used to call Town Plaza Mall, the old mall, if you will. Unbelievable transformation. Of course, the Catholic Church, the diocese, or Our Lady of Victory, has that front. What used to be J.C. Penney.
They bought that.
And the logger companies redid that, and it's a beautiful facility. If you have a chance to go there, it's just, you don't ever, and this is the exact same comment I would make about the UHV property, you don't ever feel like, what did this used to be? It's a brand new building. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility. I'm very, very proud for UHV. And I was driving the other day down Ben Wilson towards your old office. And I was like, that building wasn't there. That building wasn't there. That dorm wasn't there. UHV has had phenomenal, just in terms of square footage.
Yeah.
Phenomenal growth.
One of our former ball players came by Friday and bought some gear and was like, wow, this place really changed.
I'm telling you, don't build that. It is a proven fact that universities grow proportionally to the number of athletes on campus. There's no getting around it. It is a fact. If you add a sport, you might add a dozen curling participants.
Curlers.
And they could all be men and women. We could have a co-ed.
Yeah, there's mixed curling.
We could have mixed curling. Everybody's a winner. And
no, nobody's only one winner in curling.
But when you do that, more students come to the university. No getting around it. So hats off. Beautiful facilities.
Speaking of hats off, Allison Felix, 9-time Olympic medalist. I think the most decorated woman in track history in the United States, qualifies for her 5th Olympics.
That's crazy.
Isn't it, though?
What does she run?
Everything, apparently. No, I think she's in the 400 and the 400 relay. I think
she's not the one that ate that burrito.
No.
What do you folks think about that?
But she's a mom and qualifies for her 5th Olympics. That's pretty impressive. I mean, think about it. Track is become such a young person's game. Here she is still sprinting at her best, and now she's heading to her 5th Olympics, a year after when the Olympics should have been ran. Think about that.
You think she eats a lot of burritos?
No.
You got to wonder about that lady that tested positive.
Trying to blame the burrito.
Yeah, but you got to wonder if maybe there was their bodies are so fine-tuned. If there was let's just assume because she's a pro jock that it was a chicken burrito. What if there were steroids in that chicken?
I think it was pork carnitas.
You ain't right.
No, I was. I'm serious on that. There's not, even if there is, there's not enough to trip a drug test.
Yeah, come on. So you think she had to be doing something
Yeah.
to
4-year ban.
4 years?
Yeah.
So that pretty much ends your career with
Yeah,
an Olympic
pretty much.
athlete.
Unless you're Allison Felix, you just wait and qualify again.
Look at that. Who's the proponent of UHV crew? I'm all for that as well. Jeff Fonseca, come on down. Can
Yeah,
you
we'll just,
imagine?
we can practice when the
Look.
we can practice when the ditches are high, and that'd be it. And then Ryan Lochte did not qualify in the swimming.
No?
No,
What about that Michael Phelps guy?
I think he's done.
Is he done?
I think he's done.
Do you remember when that kid was eating like 8,000 calories
Yeah.
a day? Was it 8?
I think something like that. Yeah,
Bonus? Gets you for bonus?
crazy.
8,000 calories a day. So we're gonna go into this deal like we know that girl.
We do.
We know the one with the crown, the tall one with the crown. And then you got some sun yesterday. What look at the red under those eyes.
Either that, or she's just embarrassed to be here.
No, well, we're embarrassed to be here most of the time.
That's true.
Why don't we do this? Let's take our last break, and then we can get these contestants, representatives in here. How about that? Is that cool? Was that
Yeah.
yes?
No, I'm looking to see. Kurth says that's like eating 3 MREs
Right?
a day.
Hey, 541-5454. If you've been in your home over 2 or 3 years and you plan to be there 2 or 3 more, reach out to Terry Murray at Motto Mortgage. She can drive your interest rate down, lower your monthly payment, help you pull cash out to refi or redo a kitchen or a bathroom.
Or if you're buying a new home, it's a seller's market right now.
Is it?
I've been told.
All right. It could be a builder's market. That's what I think it is. Wow.
But Terry Murray at Motto Mortgage can help all your mortgage needs. 541-5454.
There you go. Wind services for generators, solar panels. What else? Electrical work,
Plumbing
work, emergency work, middle of the night, water leak. I mean, they may not come, but you can call Wind Services.
That probably kills.
I'd try them. Give them a call. I've known that Debbie over there forever too. That Debbie Bennett Green.
She came around the corner.
when
She's trying to deny
when
it.
she was just Debbie Bennett, before she was Debbie Bennett Green, when she used to think I was a nuisance.
Still thinks you're a nuisance.
USA Concrete Coatings 578 Home, Charlie Garcia will help you with a multicolored, multi-textured polyurethane coat. It's better than anything epoxy.
Yeah, 4 times stronger than anything else on the market, and it just transforms any concrete surface. So give Charlie and the gang a call, 578 Home, and they will work magic on your concrete surfaces. They will transform it.
And then call up Cheryl with your next design opportunity, 920-6803. Cheryl will help you make your next party memorable. And she's done it a bunch of times now, and I've been to a bunch of them, and they're fun. She creates a fun environment.
She does.
So let's do this. You go. We'll get the mic up.
Yeah. You get that up.
I'll get the mic right there. There you go. The mic is there. Ash is going to go and turn. You're supposed to smile. You're supposed to smile when she does that. No, when she does the picture. Y'all take another picture. Do that again. Let's get Mom to do that again. Well, that's not even Mom. That's just Debbie. Folks, I'm in here directing a photo shoot. I'm doing all kinds of. Mindy's hiding in the other room. She's like, "There's no way. I'm not getting anywhere near that." It's not unbelievable. So,
All right.
so
Mike's where it needs to be. Camera's
here.
where it needs to be. Come
So,
on, let's
you know
introduce.
the drill.
I hope I got that crown in the video.
Oh yeah, you do that. How could you miss it? Look at that thing.
It's all.
Is that a crown or a tiara?
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 Get it
What is
right.
it, French? Okay, wait. So look,
Hold on.
see that? You got to talk right there. Like, don't be scared.
I'm
Tell me
gonna
your name.
fix that again.
Madden. Madden who? Who's your folks?
Schrader.
Oh,
Who's your mom and dad?
Mindy and Matthew.
I know them both. Very nice folks. And you're so lucky because you look like your mom. Awesome. So tell me now, so here you are. You're the, Tell us all about it. You just feel free to just tell us anything you want us to know. It's the
Um,
best part of the show right here.
The pageant's at July 17th and at the Fine Arts Center. What time? Oh, 6 o'clock.
So what time do you think you have to be there? Probably like 3. Hair, makeup, nails, wardrobe.
Petty Manny, or
Oh,
Manny Petty, however that
man,
goes.
Penny. Got to do it all, right?
Yeah,
Where'd you get all the sun? Were you at the beach this weekend?
I was at the lake.
You gotta get those little cucumbers and just make sure you take care of your skin. The pageant world is brutal. You got to be very careful. So was last year your first time to do this?
No.
No, you're a veteran.
What's your title? I didn't get to see the sash.
Oh, it's Miss Ambassador.
Oh,
She's the young ambassador.
nice.
Come on.
I didn't see it.
So tell me about the hair. What do you got going with the green?
We put extensions in for the summer.
Green extensions? Or do they bleach from the pool? Did they? Okay.
We think your mom's kind of a hippie. That's kind of a little bit of a hippie, She's kind of like, right?
It's not a bad word.
No, it's not a bad word.
Yeah, I know it's
Okay.
Because nobody's ever called her mom a hippie before.
She's kind of peace, man. Peace. Well,
So are
we're
you
very-
going to be back in the pageant this year?
Yes, I really want to.
And what are you going to win this year?
I really don't know. Oh,
What are you competing? A crown. What are you competing in though? Which category?
I think the young.
So you'll be Miss Young Victoria. Is that how that works? Or Young Miss Victoria? I'm not.
Yeah.
Which way does it go?
Yeah, Miss Victoria.
Young Miss Victoria. Cool.
Then who's that next to you, Miss Grown Up Victoria? Who's that?
She's Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality.
What's
I am Miss Victoria 2020 Melody Claus.
You can pull that microphone right to you.
Yeah,
I won't make
you
any
stay right
noise.
there.
You
Though.
stay
We
there.
like
Bill.
you right there.
Right here.
Yeah, get right into it, right in front of it. You almost have to get like obscenely close. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Now we can all hear you. So welcome back to the program, Melody. You've been here, I think, once before, at least, right?
Yes.
At least once.
She's been here, I think, twice.
Yes, I've actually been here 3 times.
Okay.
Because I was Queen Victoria in 2018.
There we
Is
go.
this kind of like your job now? You just
Kind of, sort of, actually.
tell me.
So I actually started a Be Kind project last year for the Miss Victoria pageant where I did confidence classes as my Be Kind project because I've always been really passionate about pageants and public speaking and I wanted to kind of spread that around. And so now I actually pageant coach full time because of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice. Turned it into a full-time gig. That's
You could
awesome.
probably make a couple of bucks getting Mindy. Because look, she's like, hey, do you want to get on the? She's like, no way.
Nope,
Dude.
ain't
She
gonna happen.
actually gave me that. So
Shot daggers
we
at you.
worked together some. She just gave me that look that said, "Don't push it." So yeah, I
Don't
know
push
that.
it at all.
I know that look. What did Debbie want you to tell us?
So actually, every contestant that competes in the Miss Victoria pageant is required to do a Be Kind project, which means they have to get out in the community and do some type of project that is good for it, whether it be large or small. Some girls do something as small as a canned food drive, and they make it into this big event, and they make it super awesome, and they donate it, and they find out that just changing one person's life is super important.
There you go.
Cool.
So let's talk about Debbie Bennett Green.
Oh goodness.
So now, how did you first? Because I mean, whether I called her Sarge or the Czar or whatever, I never messed with her much. Her brother and I are very, very close. And Debbie, and I've always known Daryl. I mean, Daryl was always around. Y'all were dating then when we were first hanging out. But I've heard through the grapevine that Daryl is like a tireless supporter of you guys, like build stuff and move stuff.
Yes, always. He is like our float person. He takes care of so much stuff for the float. I remember we went to go decorate for the Christmas parades, and he was on the float with all this sparkly stuff and putting things together and showing us where to put the lights. And he's almost like having like this like one pageant dad for everybody. He's
That's
super
awesome.
awesome.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
And then what do you now? Does Debbie teach you dance as well, or what? How do you know Debbie so well?
Debbie tried to teach me dance.
She said
You got two.
it's,
You got two left. You got two left feet.
at some point, Debbie said, "You talk well. Just stand over there. Look pretty. It'll be okay."
Can you sing?
Right. That's awesome.
Nail the interview and you've got it. Don't dance.
So
I tried.
you doing okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Living.
She's good. She's
We
precious.
can't all be morning people.
Right?
Absolutely not.
She's like, my eyes are a little puffy. I was in the lake a little late yesterday.
Forgot the cucumbers. So when's the pageant's coming up? July 17th.
17th.
What do you want
6
folks to know?
o'clock.
Still time to register?
So there's still time to register. July 1st is going to be our print date, which means all of the ads from the businesses and contestants have to be turned in on July 1st. But we'll keep taking contestants. So it's really easy to get started. We have a Facebook page and a website. So the Miss Victoria pageant is our Facebook page, and www.missvictoriapageant.com is our website. And all you have to do is right under the Compassion, Community, and Crowns, there's like three little words. There's going to be a sign up today picture. You're going to press the sign up today, and for $15, you turn in your registration with your number, your email, contestant's name, and then you get sent an invoice and everything you need. So it's super easy to get started.
Open to girls from what age to what age?
It's any girl from 4 to 20.
4 years old. That's awesome. And as I recall, I mean, it's just a great experience for them. It helps the kids build confidence. It's going to help them meet other kids that can interact with leadership type people. I think it's a really good thing. So fantastic. So now look, she's kind of getting it now. This one's going to be a
ready
star.
now.
She's going to be a star. Well, I tell you what, we're excited for you. I hope that you go back and just dominate your Miss Young Victoria thing. And so are you done? Are you giving up your crown? Or are you competing again?
So I am giving up my Miss Victoria crown this year, but next year I am going to the Miss Texas pageant. So that's going to be pretty big.
That is
pretty
big.
big.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
But after this, I actually am in college right now. I was at BC, but I'm transferring to Del Mar next year. So I think overall, this has been the reason I've been able to go to college. I got a scholarship from this. I'm getting a scholarship from this. And it's been a super awesome experience.
Nice.
So
Are you going to take her with you
Oh, yeah.
when you go to Del
Try
Mar?
to put her in my car and get out of here.
Right? She's like, nope.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'll be at the lake.
Oh, yeah. She'll want to go back to the lake. But it's fine.
So go to the website. Go to MissVictoriaPageant.com.
Let Miss Victoria tell you the website. Don't ask me.
Or go to
So you go to MissVictoriaPageant.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, the Miss Victoria Pageant, and you can also message us on the Facebook page. You can message and ask, hey, how do I get started? And they'll walk you through the process and help you out.
that doesn't mean you can send them messages, Ash. You can't do
please
that.
don't send us any
Yeah,
messages.
come on,
This
Ash.
is weird.
That would be weird.
Joe Biden might send
Yeah,
them.
no, ain't happening.
Hey, little girl, can I sniff your hair?
Oh my goodness.
So any COVID restrictions this year? Is it? I mean, there's nothing. No, don't have to make any
We gotta
modifications.
like bedazzle your mask.
No, it's just really hard to do that. Last year we tried to do the whole mask thing backstage and stuff, and it just didn't work out the way that it just doesn't work. So the best part about the Miss Victoria pageant is that you can actually fundraise your entry fees. And that's for girls who either they can't afford it or girls who just don't want to pay the money out of pocket. And you can go to the South Texas Shutter Studio with Miss Debbie, and you can go up there and you can ask her questions. I'm just putting it out there that they can ask me questions. You can go ask her questions, and usually her girls know some of the answers too, who are working the front office. And you can pick up sponsor cards, and you can pick up an ad form. And any money you raise with the sponsor cards or the ad forms, you can actually put into your entry fee. And so go into 4 businesses and get a $50 sponsorship. There you go. Your entry fees are raised,
There
and
you
you're
go.
done. You're good to go.
Awesome.
Well, I always remember that it's a great cause, and it's helping young ladies build confidence and oratory skills and the ability to interact with other people. It also helps competition is good for everybody, and even though it's a very friendly competition, you're trying to win. You're trying to do the best you can to represent yourself and your family. And most businesses, I know that our sponsors go to our page, and I know that our sponsors would always be willing to help you out as well, because we have a very forward thinking listenership. So I wish you both nothing but the best. I think you're tremendous young ladies. I think the fact that you're willing to put yourself out there is a real testimony to your parents and the way you're raised. And listen to your mother. I'm telling you, in the long run, be a good thing. You might be able to, sneak by dad. Matt might give you like a little bit of a break, but not mom. Ooh, she's tough. So we're very proud of you in advance, and hope that
Dad's a tough one, right?
Hope you have a great experience.
And good luck this year with the pageant.
Thank you.
Good luck at Miss Texas.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, that's
Thank
great
you all.
stuff. We really appreciate you coming by. And Debbie, thank you as always.
Yes.
So it's
Always a pleasure.
as an only kid to be you're more than like a sister. I've just known you all my life. It's awesome. So great to see y'all. Mindy's so much younger. I've only known her about 8 years. Y'all be good.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
As
Bye,
an only
ladies.
kid, you were
I was what?
tough to find people to hang
It was
with,
hard.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just
It was
anybody who
hard.
would take
Nobody wanted to hang
charity
out
on
with
you,
me.
you would.
Yeah, they feel
yeah.
sorry for me.
They did. I know where you were going with that.
It's an amazing thing.
I can see the tear in your eye.
Well, like people are like, well, gee, why didn't you and Dawn get together earlier? I'm like, she wasn't born. How do you wait for somebody when
When you don't even
you don't
know
even
them.
know they exist?
They weren't even a twinkle in their parents' eye yet.
Right? See, look at that. That's our audience right there. Good luck at Miss Texas. That's just classy. That's the kind of folks we have that listen. What do we got?
I'm thinking it's not the banner that's
No, it's
tilted.
that.
It's
It's
the-
that.
yeah, that's the phone. But yeah, we'll fix that next time tomorrow.
Yeah, folks, we're coming up on the top of the hour. That means the Hall of Famer Ralph Salazar.
I think he's
and
here. I think I saw him
Brother
come in.
Gary Moses will be in.
So Tropical Storm Claudette formed over the weekend, roared into southeastern Louisiana, Mississippi, that area. 10 deaths already.
Really?
Most attributed to hydroplaning off highways that had a lot of rain on them.
Man, folks, be careful.
Yeah, please be careful. It's storm season. Take caution when they tell you these are coming. If you don't have to get on the road, don't. But and then yesterday, tornado up in Chicago. It's kind of weird weather right now. A heat wave across the west.
Crazy. It's gonna be hot today. Be very supposed to be a high of 91, but it's supposed to feel like it's 111. So I think we're getting kind of a greenhouse effect with the clouds.
So looking back last week on the G7 NATO discussions, sit down with Vlad. Were you as embarrassed about where the U.S. is on the world stage as I was, and seeing how Joe Biden was just absolutely terrible as a representative of this country?
Totally agree. People laughed openly at a roundtable event when he just some of his verbal gaffes that just people laughed at him. Certainly nothing presidential about this president, and it's a shame because I think we deserve better.
The only real headlines he made was, aside from giving Vlad Putin the list of 16 things he can't attack and everything else.
He's going to attack everything else.
Yeah. Which, they already are. So it's not like he handed them any trade secrets or anything. But his biggest incident was, or conversation was, going after a CNN reporter, getting testy with the questions asked.
Yeah, she simply asked him, and this is a Biden, it's a Biden thing. Okay, it's one of his things. He'll say, "That's it, folks, I'm gone," and then he'll start to walk off, and they scream questions at him, and it's like an encore. He always comes back.
Yeah.
Well, her question was, her question was like, given that the Russians have done this, and this, how can you have any confidence that they're gonna, that what you told Vlad really straightened him out, And he come back and said, "Why do you do that? Why do you do that? I never said I had any confidence. I don't have any confidence in anything." That really summed him up. I don't have any confidence. I didn't say I'm confident in anything. But why do you do that? Why do you, he attacked her. Then later on, and to the media's credit, I got to give him some credit here. And somebody else who wanted to be a real reporter pressed him at the airfield. and said, "Hey, I'd like to follow up on that question by," and he threw the lady's name out there. And Biden just kind of looked at her like, "Hey, man, hey, Jack, you want to go out back and arm wrestle?" And the guy just said, "I don't feel that you really answered the question regarding how do you, given what they've done in the past and the fake dossiers and the this and the that, how do you feel so confident that you've had a meaningful dialogue with Russia?" And Biden wanted to go back to attacking the reporter again. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, this guy doesn't quite get it. And he's been there 50 years.
And he blatantly, I mean, everybody knows that whoever they're asking questions of is probably already pre-selected.
Sure.
Right? But he made
looks in
that
a car and he'll go,
I've got to ask the question of so-and-so.
Ash,
Now,
hey, Ash, Ash from MSNBC, what do you got?
well, he admitted that the, you know, who asked the questions is scripted, which makes me start to believe that the questions are also scripted.
I believe so too.
Except for maybe the one that CNN asked. But
CNN's turning on him, you know, and maybe that's just their question.
well, the left is starting to eat the left. We've seen that. But how
Yes.
can anybody have any confidence that Joe Biden can get anything done internationally after last week's? I mean, if this was a performance,
Oh yeah,
F all the way.
No
I mean,
doubt
it was
about it.
terrible.
yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Well, folks, that's our optimistic minute at the top of the hour. We are just past the top of the hour. Stay tuned, brother. Gary Moses and Ralph Salazar, the Hall of Famer, will be in here in just a minute. By the way, Juan Soto is still only
21.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
See you, folks. Bye.
and Carter Show is a paid programming, and KHMC Magic 95 assumes no responsibility for its content. And the Wade and Carter Show bears all responsibilities for their opinions and guests on their show. We appreciate your attendance. Please drive safely. Don't touch that dial.
I forgot they were coming by.
I did too.
Oops, I got to stop them. The
That was
YouTube
great,
stream.
though.
Yeah, no, that was good.